Hello everyone. Today we are gonna look at all the trade that happened in the last few weeks. Let's start with the oldest trade. The Ryan McDonagh trade. He is now back to Tampa Bay with a 2024 fourth-round pick number 128 overall. In exchange, the Predators get the Tampa Bay 2025 second-round pick and a seventh-round pick of this year number 213 overall. This deal make total sense from the Nashville point of view. It create a lot of cap space to make big move like a Marner trade or make a push to sign a free agent like Jake Guentzel or Sam Reinhart if he hit free agency. From the Tampa point of view, it's a bit weird. It really feel like the move of desperation, because McDonagh still has 2 more years at $6.75 million and he is already 35-year-old. I think they would have better option in free agency, but they are familiar with the player and he really gonna help the blue line. So overall I give the edge to Nashville. The next trade is a pick swap between the Chicago Blackhawks and the New York Islanders. Chicago get the number 18 and 50 overall. The Islanders get the number 20, 54, and 61 overall. So basically, the Chicago paid the 61 pick to move up 2 spot in the first round and 4 spot in the second. Which is expensive, but they want more quality prospect than quantity. And the Islander just want assets to draft somebody, considering they have one of the worst prospect pool. Or they could trade somebody like Anders Lee or J.G. Pago to create cap space and add a sweetener that they got in this trade. So it makes sense for both, although Chicago paid a premium for moving up this little. Overall I give the edge to the Islanders. This trade finally happened, the Markstrom deal. It was supposed to happen at the trade deadline but fell through, but at least it now officially done. The trade goes as follow. The New Jersey Devils get Jacob Markstrom, retain at $4,125 million. And the Flames get the Devils 2025 first-round pick, top 10 protected, and Kevin Ball. This deal makes sense for both team. The Devils get their full-time starter for the next 2 years at a reduced cap hit to solidify their cup windows without giving up too much. And the Flames finally make room for Dustin Wolf, Kevin Ball to give them a good stay-at-home defenseman, and they get another first-round pick which put them a 6 for the next 3 draft. Even if I think the deal is fair, I give the win to the Devils. Because now if Markstrom play just fine, not even great, they are a real cup contender. This trade really went under the radar because he was between 2 big trade, but he still happened. The Ty Dellandrea trade. He went to the San Jose Sharks for the 4th-round pick of the Winnipeg Jets in 2025. It's a fine trade for both teams, but the true winner is Dellandrea. Because now he will have the opportunities to play higher in the lineup. But for the team, for the Dallas, it's basically doing right by the player. Trade him somewhere where he could have a good opportunities to play and recoup a pick, even if it hurt, considering he was a 13 overall pick in 2018. As for San Jose, they take a flyer on a young player with potentially more to give for a late pick. So I give the win to the Sharks. Here we go again. The last Pierre-Luc Dubois trade, when he asked out of Columbus for, we still don't know exactly why, but we guess that Tortorella had something to do with. It was fine. When he didn't want to sign long-term in Winnipeg for, we don't know why, it was weird. But last season the drama was over, because he signed his big long-term deal in a city that he like and want to play, so everything is fine. Oh no, in fact there is a problem. He only recorded 16 goal and 40 point this past season, and only 1 goal in the playoff. This time the deal is a 1-for-1. Pierre-Luc Dubois to the Washington Capitals in exchange for Darcy Kemper. I like this trade for the King because they are able first of all to dump Pierre-Luc Dubois, but also get a goaltender that could be their starter. So in the best case they dump Dubois and get a quality starter. But in the worst case they just dump one of the worst contract in the league for a goalie who only has 2 more years. For Washington, I know they bet that he can bounce back. But bounce back to what? A 65-point player. 65 point is not worth $8.5 million for 7 years. So yeah, I give the win to the Kings. But the real question is when Dubois is gonna ask out of Washington. I'm gonna quickly pass on the next 2 deal. Both 1-for-1. All prospect that needed a change of scenery. But the most likely scenario is that none of them is gonna become something significant to their respective new team, but it's worth the shot. The Linus Ullmark trade. First of all, I'm happy that I almost got the trade right in my Boston Bruins off-season prediction preview video. Second of all, the trade goes as follow. The Boston Bruins sent Linus Ullmark to the Ottawa Senators. In exchange, Ottawa give the Boston first-round pick of this year draft number 25 overall, which happened to be the Boston pick that Ottawa got in the Alex DeBrincat trade. Mark Kastelic and Joonas Korpisalo retain at $3 million. For the Bruins it makes sense. They make cap space and give the full-time starting job to Swayman while recouping assist. Mark Kastelic is a fine fourth-line center that really fit the Boston identity. And Korpisalo at $3 million he fine has a backup option. For Ottawa, they get a real number 1 goaltender since Craig Anderson. And they only give the number 25 pick while dumping Korpisalo. Even if they retain $1 million, it's really manageable. So I give the win to the Sens. My little hot take is that Korpisalo will have better stat than Ullmark. Now it's a three-way deal with Nashville, San Jose, and Detroit. Nashville get Andrew Gibson, the 42 overall from last year. Detroit get Jesse Kaiskinen, the number 68 pick of last year's draft. And the San Jose Sharks get the number 53 of the upcoming draft and Jake Wallman. For the Nashville point of view, they trade up a full year after the draft, which is weird but it's fine. Detroit trade down, which is fine, but dump Wallman with a second-round pick. That weird considering they have Justin Hall, Ben Chiarot, and Ali Mata that are worst. They needed to make room, but does Wallman really has that much negative value? Anyway, this dump likely mean that Yzerman have other plans, so let's see. But in the meantime it's straight up bad assets management. Finally, for the Sharks they get a human that can play in the NHL, which they lack, in a second-round pick. Yeah, it's a great deal. I give the win to San Jose. The last trade of the video, it's another cap dump between the Canucks and the Blackhawks. The Canucks give their second-round pick in 2027. Sam Lafferty UFA signing right. And Ilya Mikheyev retain, which make his cap hit $4,037 million. In exchange the Canucks receive a 2027 fourth-round pick. This deal is fair considering it's a cap dump. For the Canucks they create cap space and only give up a pick in 2027. For the retention it's less than a league min contract, so it's manageable, and Sam Lafferty was likely not gonna re-sign anyway. For Chicago, they get, like San Jose, a human that can play NHL game. He will play in the top 6 for Chicago and could be traded next year if he play well in the meantime. The second-round pick, yes, it's far from now, but it's still a second-round pick. And for Sam Lafferty, he should re-sign. They have cap space and familiarity with the organization. So I say it's a fair deal. That's it for this video. If you disagree with anything, you are welcome in the comment section down below. If you enjoy, please drop a like and subscribe. The next video is going to be around the draft.